ましてありがとうございます。
Off to our favorite place.
We have arrived at...
Wow, it's very purple.
Nice. The plain food was too small for me. I'm kind of hungry still. Let's get ramen.
I found a really good ramen shop that's only 5 minutes away. It's got a 3.63 rating on Tabelog and it's open late night, so let's go get some ramen. But it's not, it's just describing that there's a unit. and we're off.
She gives me loving like I ain't ever had, and toss me to the curb like a dirty dish rag. Say, boys, is the juice worth the squeeze? Every night she makes me feel like a king, then treats me like a dog the very next morning. Tell me, boys, what you think? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Every time I see her, I tell myself I'm through, but I got this itch, just won't go away. She scratches it like no one else do. She got the goods that make my head spin and turn. Well, I know what I'm playing with, 'cause I keep getting burned. Oh, tell me, boys, what you think? Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Sakura, but really early. It's like playing Frogger.
You can put your newly rolled gacha here for a photo shoot if you want. Nakano series, only available in this area. want this one, this one, this one. No doggy. So let's hope we get these 3. Yeah. Open. Wi-Fi night light.
What's a night light?
Yeah, it's a light. High risk because the only one I want is the white. Vic doesn't mind any other colors.
I mind these ones. This, no. These, no. 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Blue's nice.
Another purple. So this Mandarin store is dedicated to capsule toys and remit miniature blind boxes. Whole pack of miniature lights. I was thinking maybe a vintage clock again.
Should be so many of them.
Like a stack. It's the one I got from A&E. All stars.
Lumen clock.
Yeah, we go to ginza log. This is different for a while.
東日本をご利用くださいませ。
I'm looking for the gacha. 3 coins now has a record player and a cassette player. Cool. Which one you want? I guess it doesn't matter. They're all kind of
nice.
similar. This one's kind of random though. That's so cute.
Pretty cool.
This guy. This is like Tokyo Metro mascot all over again. Victor has become an ABC Mart. White, white, white.
Wait.
White!
Yes.
Don't give up on your dreams, guys, because they do come true.
We are back at Loft to get some coffee beans. Hope they're the same price though.
We did? Price increase already. Last time was 4,100 yen. Now it's 4,444. Say.
I gotta get one for every week. Okay, let's go.
So gonna try this Nicaragua one because I like bright and fruity coffee. This one too. We are doing our coffee run. Oh, there we go. T-shirts, they're so cute.
Can I get one?
Yeah?
Ethiopia. I reach how yoga chef is.
I think it's part of the Kilo Coffee brand. We checked out this coffee shop during our summer in Tokyo and they have a limited t-shirt collection here. Buying coffee, now you're wearing coffee.
got a Mount Fuji
Got a
soy
free
sauce
plate. Nice. Coffee and t-shirts. That's the new Sony building.
Tonight we're trying charcoal roasted coffee at 9 p.m. Cash only.
Across Syria is a new Tiffany store. It's still under construction, but it kind of looks like the LV store down the road.
The next station is Tokyo JT1. The doors on the right side will open. Please change here for the Shinkansen, the Yamanabe line, the Keisei Toden line, the Chuo line, the Sobu line rapid service, the Keio line, and the Marunouchi subway line. ご乗車ありがとうございました。まもなく上野に到着です。乗り換えのご案内です。常磐線土浦行きは6番線から10時51分の発車です。
We are currently walking along the last Tokyo tram line. The weather has been kind of crazy because yesterday it was 24 degrees and warm and sunny, and today it's like 13 degrees and raining. So we're hoping to catch some sakura with some trams. Tokyo Sakura Tree.
It's crazy. This tram's going crazy. We entered this sakura tree place, and then we had a free tote bag from the government Bureau of Sewerage.
Or sewerage.
So cute. matcha cafe is literally right next to the train tracks. I've been to these places. I'll have to get a perm. Our salon is right above that restaurant, right here.
Today we are both getting a root perms to add volume to my hair. Victor's also doing a head scalp massage.